this is a 4-horse slant load trailer, which means that it fits 4 horses at a slant angle. So this is Twister. Generally, you want to put the heaviest horse in the trailer first. So we're going to do that. So you're going to start out straight in the trailer. And you're going to walk in purposefully like you know that they're going to load, even if they haven't loaded well in the past. So you're going to walk in and don't look back. Expect them to follow. So you always want to close the butt bar before you tie them up permanently. So I'm going to take the end of my rope and keeping a hold of her head so she can't turn around. I'm going to run it through and keep a hold of her until you walk away. So I'm going to hold here and here. So if I pull on this rope, it's going to pull her head closer to the front wall so she can't back out. I'm going to come over here. The rope's still very straight and not caught anything. I'm now just going to move her butt over and close the butt bar, and now I can tie her up. So if I had tied her up and then closed the butt bar, she might have backed out and pulled back before I could get it shut. So now I have a hold of her head. If she tried to turn around, I could pull this and she'd turn her head straight. So then I just loop it through here and tie it like a normal lead rope on a wall. And then you're ready for your next horse. And then you would loop it through here, go to the other side and tie it. And she's gonna go in our third spot. Same thing, I'm just going to run this through the first loop. Keep a hold of her so she doesn't turn around. Move her forward. So she likes to follow me out sometimes. So I just have to be careful about her turning around, which is really easy with this system. And I'm just going to tie this again. Just like that. Okay, and then she's set to go. And then, so you usually go biggest to smallest, but our next horse has to be the most experienced because you don't have a butt bar. You have to have someone hold them in the front while you close the doors. So that's why we have Kestrel, and then we're going to put a bigger horse behind. Ferrari, he's going to go in our last spot, and for this one, there is no butt bar, it's just the doors. So as you can see, I've closed this door so that it's easier and quicker for me to just close the one. So, because there's no way to hold him loose while I close the butt bar and then tie him up by myself, I'm gonna have someone hold him in the window, like through the window, while I close the door, and then I'll go to the front and tie him. I looped it through the ring, and I'm gonna hand it to the person in here. Make sure they have like a little bit of a tension on the horse's head, so make sure you hold that. I'm gonna go back and close the door. Okay, so now that the butt bar is shut, I can come up here and tie him just like all the other ones. You want to make sure that the butt bar is closed before you tie them up. So I'll just tie him just like all the rest. We're going to unload the opposite way that we loaded. So I'm going to start by untying him, and I'll have someone hold him here while I undo his butt bar, or the door in his case. So keep the tension on the rope. So now if he were to back out, he could back out freely because the door is open. And then I'll say, okay, I've got the horse. Good. And we never let our horses turn around in the trailer because that causes bad habits. So then I'm going to ask him to back up. And I'm going to push his head away from me. And here I'm just going to keep pushing his head away from me so that he straightens out so he's parallel with the trailer, just like that. So you kind of saw him hop out with tension out of the trailer. That's because horses don't know when they step down if it's going to be a 1-foot drop or a 100-foot drop. So you always want to be super patient with your horse with backing out of the trailer because they're trusting you that they might be stepping off a cliff when they step out of the trailer. Okay, you always untie before you do the butt bar. So I'm going to walk up here. I'm going to untie her just like that. Take it out of the ring. Okay? And then you're going to come back here and open this up. So if she were to back up right now after I open this butt bar, she could back up freely because the rope is not tied. Okay, so then I'm going to do exactly the opposite of what I did when I came in. Open this all the way. And keep a hold here so that she doesn't turn around when you're untying a rope. Just like that, and then back up straight. You can obviously see how much room she has to turn around, but it creates really bad habits, especially if you have a 2-load straight trailer. Turn her head away from me. Step, step. Good girl, pistol. You can see she's had more practice with this because of how straight she backs off. And however straight you back off is how straight they're gonna go on. Take it out of the loop so that you don't have to deal with it on the other side. Open it up. Keep a little bit of tension so that she doesn't back up. So right here, as she's backing up, if I let go, she wouldn't be in trouble because she can just freely go out without any tension and she wouldn't get caught or pull back. So see how I kept the tension and then she stopped going backwards. So then I can come up here. And I like to ask them to take a step forward just to reinforce not to back up until I ask them to. Come on. Just like that. And then I'll straightly ask her to back up. And when she gets about here, I'm going to stop her and reassure her that I'm going to take care of her. Okay? Step. Step. Good girl. Good girl. Unload is the first horse, and sometimes the first horse can get anxious when the rest of their buddies leave and they're the last one to get out of the trailer. So you want to have the most experienced horses in the very first spot and the very last spot if possible. I'm going to go up here, untie this, pull it through, keep a little bit of tension, unlock the gate. You can see how she's anticipating backing up. So I'm just going to have her take a step forward. And then I'm going to ask her to back up very straight. Step. Step. Good girl. And even with the pros, you need to back them up straight so that next time they go in straight. So that's how you load and unload from a 4-horse slant load trailer.